Hey, what's going on, everyone? Well, I'm deciding to do something new for my YouTube channel, and that is to say, I'm actually going to do something with my YouTube channel. So, this is going to be episode 1 of something I like to call Ryan's Rants. Now, it's going to sound like I'm whining and complaining for most of the time, but there's always a good reason. So, why don't we start off? Now, typically, when I read something online, I don't really get annoyed with it. Everyone has their opinions on things, and it is what it is. But every once in a while, someone says something that I just can't let go. Now, this one specifically that comes to mind that's starting Ryan's Rants is from Reddit, of all places. Now, Reddit scares the living Jesus out of me. I think it is a very scary place. I think there's a lot of things on there that no one needs to see. And I also think it can be helpful, but mostly scary. So I'm on there every once in a while. I go to 3 different, they call them subreddits. I go on Vegas locals, I go on Vegas, and realtors, since I am a realtor. So I go on there just to kind of get more information on things, or just hear what's going on in the world or around town. And the crazy thing is that this time I went and someone was genuinely asking for help. And I see it a lot on Reddit where a lot of people ask for help and they really need it, whether it's something so small or something massive. And this one, although I don't think was that big, it's still a big deal, especially to the person that is writing the original post. Now, the original post went somewhere along the lines of, it's basically this girl and her boyfriend. They want to move to Vegas, and they're from Hawaii. They've never rented before. They've always lived with family, which a lot of people in Hawaii do that. And they're genuinely asking, hey, do I need a real estate agent in order to find a rental? Now, of course you don't. You really don't, but it's pretty helpful. Man, I am out of breath. I'm gonna go with there's a little bit of a hill, okay? Anyway, so I am sitting there, I'm reading this. They're from Kauai, and they don't want to get into a 12-month lease because they never lived in Vegas before. They possibly visited. I don't actually know that, but I probably have, since this is the 9th island and all. And so they just want to do a 6-month lease so that they can kind of get their bearings straight, figure out where exactly they like it here, and then make it more permanent at that point. And that seems like someone who just needs a little bit of help, right? Not a big deal. Well, there comes this one person. Now, I don't know if this was the first comment that was written, but it was the first one that showed me. So all of you people who know how to do Reddit or understand it, let me know what that meant, if it's the first one or not. But this person, man, I don't know why it irked me so much, but they went on and decided to be a little keyboard warrior, as everyone seems to be online, without any repercussions. And they wrote one thing that bothered me, and what it was pretty simple actually. They said, yeah, you can use a realtor. I went through 4 of them, and as soon as I stopped wanting to work with them, I ghost them. And I'm just sitting there reading this like, that's kind of a scummy thing to do. I mean, we're all adults here, okay? If you do not like your realtor, if you don't like your real estate agent because they're incompetent, which unfortunately there are a lot of realtors who are incompetent, but that might not always be their fault. It could be they don't have a mentor to help them. They don't have other systems in place to help them. Or they watched Selling Sunset or $1 Million Listing and thought it would be that easy. It's not. So when I read that, I was like, okay, well, that's kind of messed up, because as someone who has helped people with rentals before, I have spent a lot of time on helping people with a rental. Now, a lot of time, it's all relative to everyone, right? So let me give you an example. There was one couple from the East Coast somewhere, and they came out, flew in, got into a hotel, and we somehow connected. I honestly forgot how. And they said that they need to find a rental. And I said, perfect. Well, here's a list of rentals that I picked with your criteria. I mean, that criteria can be anything, right? And I found the criteria that they were specifically asking for, and we found eight possibilities. Well, there's actually more, but they chose 8. Now, of all the ones and they chose the 8, we went and saw all 8 of them on a Saturday. Now, you guys probably don't know, but I have a wife and I have a son who's 5 years old, and I actually enjoy spending time with them. So, doing rentals on a Saturday is kind of rough, to be honest. Now, why is it so rough? When it comes to rentals, realtors do not get paid very well, okay? If I'm showing you 8 properties, now all 8 could be right next door to each other, but that's at least 10, 15 minutes per place, and let's just do 10 for easy math. So I'm spending 80 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes of just showing. That's not the driving, that's not the gas, that's not all of that. So if you think about it, that's a lot of time commitment for someone who is trying to help you with a rental. Now, you would think like, okay, well, you get paid for it, right? Yeah, I mean, when it comes to a rental, realtors, they get paid by the property manager, right? And most property managers, landlords, whoever, listing agent, whoever it is, they pay $300 typically $300. Now, do the math, okay? An hour and 20 minutes of work, that's not $300. You then have to write the contracts. You have to make sure that the listing agent hasn't sold the damn place already. I do swear a lot, just deal with it. So I'm sitting there and I'm reading this, and the person says, just ghost them when you're done, you know? I'm like, it reminded me of that fateful day. Because I helped that couple from the East Coast and helped them with 8 different rentals. They decided they didn't like any of them. So then the week after, another Saturday, again, I'm not spending time with my wife and kid, and they wanted to see another couple more, 3, 4 more. Still nothing. Wanted to wait another week to find another place. Again, 2, 3. So all in all, if we're doing the math here, we're looking at what, 13, 14 properties roughly that I went and showed. For the possibility, not even a guarantee, a possibility of getting paid by the property manager or landlord on the other side of $300. Now, there are some realtors out there who charge their clients on top of what they get from the property management. So, as an example, property manager gives me $300 for my commission. Amazing, thank you very much. And then I'm gonna walk across the street, see if I don't die. And then from there, I don't know what happened. Something happened with my phone. I'm not tech savvy, deal with it. So then I could charge my clients, call it $300. So I'm getting $300 from property management, $300 from the client. Now, $600. Okay. Now we're starting to think about maybe it's worth it, right? 3 days of work, let's call it. Divide it by $600 is $200 a day. I mean, at the end of the day, I could see that being worth it, maybe. Well, unfortunately, with this one, these people had the exact same mentality as that Reddit commenter that decided to be a little keyboard warrior and think that they're cool, that they can sit there and just ghost 6 agents or 3-4 agents or whatever they had, because that's so cool. I could just ghost them. Who cares? Well, they care a little bit. And the reason is because, for example, they ended up with my clients of the 8 houses plus the 3 plus the other 3. They decided that they actually liked the second house that I showed them. They loved it, actually. You would think like, oh, okay, well then you got paid. Why are you complaining? I didn't get paid. You want to know why? It's because, one, I don't charge my clients because it's a rental. You have to have how much money for a security deposit to rent a house? It's actually pretty crazy. There's some out there that will do 2 times security deposit. You also have cleaning fee, key fee. Like I gotta pay a fee for the key. That's crazy. Anyways, all of that. And why should I charge you an extra $300, $500? I've seen a lot more with other people. So I wasn't gonna charge because I just don't do that. Now, keep in mind, they knew that I don't charge. So if I get paid, great. It's from the property manager. It has nothing to do with you. Cool. Well, they ended up choosing that second place. And when they chose that second place, they actually chose it the minute they got into their car on the way to the third place. And they already knew they wanted it. And they contacted the listing agent. And then they made sure that they secured the place. So tell me, why did I waste all that time with you for the other 6 properties that I saw that day, and then the 3 the next weekend? Don't know why you wanted that. Then another 2, 3, 4, whatever the next weekend after that. Why did I waste my time? Why did I do that? Yes, it's my fault. Maybe I should have been more vigilant. I don't know. But they ended up choosing the place that they saw the second, contacted the agent, went through the whole process, and rented the place out. Now, of course, I showed the place, right? I should get paid for it. I called the property manager, and they end up telling me, well, they didn't say they were represented, so we're not going to pay you. So I'm thinking, okay, how'd they see the place then? Is it possible that since I have their full contact information, I have their email, I have their phone numbers, I have everything that you have, and they said they saw it on that Saturday that I requested a tour, a showing, whatever for? Still, they said, well, they didn't put your name on there, so we can't give you the commission. Maybe you can get it from them. Okay. So I call them, and I'm like, hey, I heard that you guys were renting out the place that I showed you, the second one. And they're like, oh yeah, we ended up renting that out. Cool. Well, you didn't put my information in, and I showed you all those places. And we have a new thing in real estate now, because of all the lawsuits that I could tell you guys about someday if you care. And we have to have signed a duties owed and a buyer brokerage agreement. Well, that was signed. Clearly states that I should be getting paid $300 from the transaction. Didn't say where from the transaction. I just said from the transaction. And they said, oh, okay, well, we're not going to pay you. Call the property manager. So that becomes this tit for tat thing. And then I go to my broker. Look, when you're new to real estate, any deal at all, $100, $700, $50,000, it does not matter. I hope you guys can hear me. It does not matter. Because there's a blower going. Oh, see that? And when you're a newer agent, any dollar amount matters. Because you're trying to just survive. You're trying to survive until you get that big one where you get the $20,000 one or a $10,000 commission that you worked really hard for, that you know what you're doing. And these people had the nerve to just ghost me. Kind of like what that Redditor told that person to do. Now think about it. We're all humans, okay? Yes, there are terrible realtors out there. There are. I mean, I'm in the industry. I know. There's really bad ones out there. But there's also really amazing ones, especially newer ones. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but in real estate, when you're a realtor, real estate agent, there's a 90% chance that you are out of the industry in 2 years. Out. Now, I don't know the actual statistics of this next part, but I can guess that 95% of the 90 that leave are just incompetent. Watch Selling Sunset, watch $1 Million Listing, New York, LA, whatever. And they're like, oh, I could do that. Easy. Well, there's a lot more things that go on in a real estate transaction, and anyone who's bought a house or even rented a house before, you know that. It's not just, oh yeah, I showed them this beautiful mansion. Give me money, please. That's not how it works. So the other 5% of the people that left are probably really good agents. They're very good, actually. They are motivated. Every day they script practice to talk to people because they want to be helpful. They want to provide value whenever possible. And they're practicing the contracts. They're trying to make sure that they understand that contract inside and out. So when you have a question, they answer that question immediately. No questions asked. I got this. Don't worry about it, right? Unfortunately, those people leave too. And I can only imagine that part of the reason why those people leave is because of the same type of people like that Redditor post where they showed someone 20 houses, rentals, because someone couldn't make up their mind, or in my case, they already chose it and they just decided to waste my time because who cares, right? I mean, who cares? Fuck me, right? So I got a little upset. Decided to post and do a little keyboard warrioring myself. Warrioring? That's not a word. So, all I'm basically ranting here in episode 1 of Ryan's Rants is, and thank you, by the way, for coming along with this walk with me. Got a good exercise and good walk. That's nice. And hopefully, whoever's watching this, you realize one thing. Yes, there's incompetent realtors out there, but there's also some very good ones. And those good ones they earned the right to help you out if you guys got into a contract, got into everything with each other. They deserve it. And it's $300 that you're not even paying. The landlord and property manager is supposed to pay that. So it's no ill will or no effect towards you at all, other than they helped you open the door. Let them get $300. Anywho, I guess that kind of ends my rant today. I just don't understand people that sit there and say, it's okay, just ghost them after. Who cares? I mean, I'm sure they care. I'm sure their wife and their son care that they didn't spend time with their husband and father because they're out trying to earn a couple dollars so that they can get to the next big one day. And just to say, all of the people here that are listening, all 1, 3, 4 of you, all you have to do, if you're ever in this scenario where you're just like, I don't really want to work with this realtor anymore. He's kind of rude. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's incompetent. Tell them. That's all you got to do. In society today, we've gotten to a point where people are just afraid to be honest. Just be honest. You don't know me. I don't know you. We met online in a Reddit forum, or I cold called you, or something. No one referred you to me. I found you. You found me. That's all it was. So, if you don't know me already, why can't you just be honest to me? Send me a text. Send a text message that says, hey, Ryan, appreciate you showing me all those places. As it turns out, we really like one of them, but we don't like you. For some reason, you bothered us, whether that's you said a stupid comment, you were trying to be funny and you weren't, and I just don't like that. Or, you're 100 pounds overweight, whatever. Everyone has their little stupid little comment that they want to make. And if you just say that, I guarantee you, 90% chance, 95, nay, 99, that realtor is probably going to say, well, that sucks. Can you tell me why? And then they'll move on. And at that point, if you ghost them, so you wrote there, hey, Ryan, don't like you, don't want to work with you, see you later. And then you ghost them, that's fine. That is perfectly fine. Because at the end of the day, at least you told them. Anywho, there goes my rant today. Thank you for coming along with this little walk. I know I said that already. Now I'm getting nervous because this is my first video on YouTube, really. So deal with it. Ooh, hummingbird. Sorry. Anywho, so Ryan's Rants, episode 1. Stupid Redditor. Stupid Reddit. Is that what you say? Stupid Redditor commenter? Or do you say Reddit commenter? How about this? All the YouTubers do it, so I'm going to say it. Like and subscribe, and at the bottom in the comments section, tell me how stupid or outlandish or crazy I'm being, or tell me I'm right. Whichever one you guys think. And if you want to see another one of these Ryan's Rants, let me know. I might do a few and just see what happens, but it's actually nice to get this off my chest a little bit more lifting, a little uplifting action. This is nice. Thank you. Have a good day. And if you ever need to buy or sell, let me know. 626-993-7368. Email ryan@rosehomeslv.com. Real Broker LLC. License number S.0185572. Whatever else will make sure I don't get in trouble from the Nevada Real Estate Division for not properly citing who I am. Have a good one, guys. Couple more things forgot to add. A little bit more context, I guess you could say, for all the people that want to see if they can get me. Realtors do a lot more than just open doors. Okay, Jesus, I just bothered those dogs. They do a lot more than just open doors. Okay, they look at contracts. They make sure that you are not getting screwed in your rental, because sometimes not all landlords are good. Have you heard of Slumdog Millionaire? Have you? Well, there are some out there. So just realize that they do a little bit more. They make sure that you are not going to sign something that will completely negate something in another part of the contract or whatever the case is. So they do a lot more. They don't just open the door and say, hey, give me $300. Trying to think if there's anything else. No, that's probably it. I did end up going to my broker. I said, hey, I'm pretty upset. Dang it. I'm pretty upset that these rental clients did this to me. So I'm going to sue them and get my $300. At the end of the day, again, I was a new agent, so how am I supposed to know? But my broker said no and explained to me that it would cost way too much to actually litigate this whole process just for $300. Case in point, there's some times where the commission could be $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, and the broker may not want to go and litigate that as well because it's not worth it at the end of the day. So it sucks. And also, it brings me to my next point. $300. That's gas. That's time spent with you and not with your family. But it's also taxes. Yes, we still gotta pay taxes on that. Now, if you're doing it right as a realtor, then you're able to find those deductions. So you don't have to pay taxes on $300, but you never know. So I want to make sure I put that at the end of the video here. If you guys have any questions, that was a really bad angle, that low. Oh my God, that was terrible. See, we're learning new things. All right, well, other than that, you guys have a good rest of the day. What are some things that bother you about realtors? Put that in the comments.